Hey, folks. Good morning. Hey, good morning, everybody, and happy Thursday. I'm going to have a busy morning here. I've got, a few lives already scheduled. I've got a podcast with WP Tonic. I've got the pre-sales call for an hour with the Lifter LMS folks. And then I've got the office hours mastermind that we run with Lifter LMS this afternoon as well as a couple of meetings kind of tossed in between for good measure. So I want to say good morning to you. Man, I got some Ethiopian coffee beans, and they are fantastic. Today, I just wanted to kind of jump on impromptu and just with a word of encouragement, right? Like just stay the course, stay the path, stay clear minded as best you can. And it always works out. It always works out. So, over the last couple of weeks, and I'm one of those transparent types, so I build in public and I kind of share a lot about what I do personally and professionally and all that. So last couple of weeks I've been working. Like I get up and I work and it's, the sun's going down and I'm still knocking something out. And I got to tell you, sometimes, when you're an entrepreneur and you're running a team of people, things ebb and flow and you have to wear multiple hats. So sometimes you're the salesman, sometimes you're production, sometimes you're accounting, sometimes, you're marketing. And if I was going to be like, just kind of blunt about it, I kind of made myself the boots on the ground worker for a little bit. And so sales Kurt and marketing Kurt had done a really good job in December and January, and worker Kurt had to show up. And so for the last couple of weeks, worker Kurt has been working and almost feeling like a beaten animal, to be honest with you. The worst boss you could ever have is yourself. And so, I was trying to get things done and ticking things off the list and making sure clients are happy and really trying to exceed expectations. And based on the messages that I'm getting, it's working. Right. I'm getting messages like, thanks, you're the best, or I love working with you, or what. And that's fantastic. That in and of itself, outside of the cash flow, that in and out of itself is an amazing blessing. But mentally, your brain can play tricks on you. And so you start to think to yourself, oh, did I sell enough? Is my pipeline full enough? Is this happening? And then you go, oh, I should have done this, or I should have done that. And I just want to encourage you, because that's what I try to do. I try to encourage people and help you get that next step forward. Stay the course. Stay the course. Stay as clear-minded as possible. Keep the anxiety at bay. Just keep knocking things out. And it always works out in the end. Now, I'm a person of faith. I'm God, Jesus, all these things. And so my faith structure is such that, I go, oh, well, I'm going to do what God's given me the talent to do. And he's going to work it out. It's just going to work out. And time again, it does. And, Steve Harvey once said, you are 100% successful at overcoming every obstacle that's come your way so far. I mean, if you think about it, you're alive today. That means you have survived. You have overcome every obstacle that's come your way so far. And so as we get older, we start to realize that we have the ability to leap and jump and go. And so last night or this morning, I kind of made this strange realization because I've been the worker Kurt for a couple of weeks now. And worker Kurt was a little down in the dumps because emotionally it's not as exciting as selling the work and interacting with the customers the way that I like to. And putting projects together and checking things off the list and blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden it occurred to me last night, really occurred to me this morning. I stayed the course. I stayed clear-minded. And then some of the seeds that I had sown in December and January actually started to grow. And I realized I've got an extra 4,000. It's not extra. but I've got an additional $4,000 in billing that's going to go out in the month of February that, I might have seen on the books, or I might have seen in the invoices, or I might have, in the process of doing it, but I hadn't made the realization mentally, for mental health purposes. I hadn't made that realization until this morning that it is working out. Stay the course. Do what you know you need to do. Don't beat yourself up. Don't work yourself into the ground, but stay the course. Stay clear-minded. Stay as positive as you can, and it all works out in the end. I see people getting frazzled right now. I see people getting overly anxious about things, or making a mountain out of a molehill. Everybody's been given certain strengths. Everybody's been given certain leadership qualities. Everybody's been given some gifts of influence somehow, somewhere, some way. And so your challenge is to stay as clear-minded as possible, figure out what that skill set is, or what that value is that you bring, whatever your source of influence is, and then leverage it. So I consult with a lot of businesses, and I help people with their online communication. We do membership, we do learning sites, we do some digital marketing. The last couple of jobs, we've done the whole full service agency swing at it, man. I mean, we've consulted them on product development, logos. One is even, hey, help us figure out our new company name. Imagine that. Hell, help us figure out our new company name, and then do the logo, the style guide, the printed material templates, the point of sales merchandise, and the website and the content for the website. Like, at that stage, I might as well just become an investor and buy part of the business, right? But what I'm getting to there is figure out what the strength is, what your source of influence is. I wrote that book, Action Leadership from the Edge. And that's exactly what that book was about. It was, everybody's got a calling to lead or to influence others. And if we don't fulfill that natural calling, if we don't jump into that role, we miss the opportunity for ourselves, but we also create kind of this gap in the universe of leadership. And that's when all the wrong people fill the gaps of leadership, and we end up with leadership that we don't appreciate, right? Because the right people didn't take the roles, and it's like throwing a pebble into a pond. It just goes and goes and goes and goes. And next thing you know, you got people running a country that you don't really trust very much. So, folks, that's the main message for today. Stay the course. Stay as clear-minded as you can. Just keep pushing through, and it always, always, always works out. Now, do I have a brand new Ducati in the garage? No, I do not. Do I have my middle-aged Corvette yet? No, I do not have my middle-aged Corvette yet. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is, are you sustained? Are you having good relationships? Can you put a roof over your head? Are you meeting your requirements? Yes. Yes. Because even though you might look around and say, look at all the things I'm doing without, look around you and see all the things that you are doing with. All right. That's it. I'm going to go. I wanted to be positive. I want to say good morning. It's a great morning here in Kansas. It was a little breezy today when I stepped out to take my son to school, but I had that warm coffee in my hands, and that kind of put everything just right. Like I said, I'll be busy today. If you see me live on Lifter LMS or WP Tonic today, pop in with a comment and say hi. And other than that, I will see you some other time. Bye-bye.